no one can buy a house anymore. So now we're forced to rent. But then the rent got expensive. So now we have to buy an RV. And now it's illegal to live in the RV. So we try to live in our car. It's illegal to live in the car too! So we become homeless? We can still live on the street. But you know that's fucking illegal.
Apartment prices are literally insane. I don't think any apartment should be over $1,000. Any of them. I don't care. I think they've normalized it too much. Why are you paying 4 figures a month to live somewhere? Then you're dealing with stuff like they might have roaches, they might have rats, they might not take out trash enough, might not be parking, or if they have parking, you have to pay extra for it. They have pet fees, and yet somehow the rats and roaches are included. So much damage to the apartments, like water damage, washer and dryer not included in the apartment. I feel like if it's over 1,000, you need to have an in washer dryer unit. That's crazy. If you're unlucky, mold. They got you in a shitty ass area. It needs to be spacious too. Like the square footage and the pricing not adding up. If I'm paying over 1,000, it needs to be a good size. You got paper thin walls, so you can hear everything everyone is doing above you. Horrible management. They do not care about people living there, and so they barely do their job. How they deal with outages, whether it's water or it's power, heat, AC. Like, I feel like a lot of these apartments don't have it together, and they will really look you in the eye and be like, yeah, it's $1,300 a month. Excuse me?
Hi, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. So we're going to be checking out some videos about the housing crisis because honestly, a lot of people are mad about the housing right now because not only is it affecting homeowners, it's affecting those who are aspiring to actually buy homes because the prices are just high, interest rates is high, and also mortgages is actually going off for those people who already own homes. And then they tell you to just go ahead and just, rent a place. Like if you can't afford to buy a house, why not just go rent? And where are you going to find an affordable place to rent? Because even the rent is high. We're facing all these challenges from every corner. Like people already have a house, taxes are actually going up, insurance too high. So it's like there's just so many problems. And so these are the things that people are actually sharing, ranting about in this video. But before we get right into this video, please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm and I appreciate that so much. Let's get right into this video.
Well, I can't afford my house anymore. Not because I lost a job. I actually got a raise. My mortgage just went up by a lot. So they say, buy what you can afford, live within your means. So I did. A couple years ago, me and a woman I was engaged to, we bought a house together. It was our first time in our 40s. So we bought the house in a small town. I drive 40 miles, or 45 miles each way to go to work in a bigger town where I can make the most amount of money. And I live in a small town, so I can afford the house. It's a nice house. I love my house. It's beautiful. Over 2,000 square feet. It's great. When I first purchased this house, it was $169,000. And with all of the insurance and stuff added in, my monthly payment was $1,450 a month. And that was good. And with me and her both working, combined income of like maybe $130K, we could do it. And then we split up. She moved out. Bad decision. I'm an idiot. I don't know. That's a whole nother story. But then my mortgage goes up, and they say, oh, the cost of lumber, the cost of materials have gone up. So in case anything happens to your house, we'd have to rebuild it. So the insurance has gone up. And then the value of the property went up. So my payment went from $1,450 to $1,740. And I was upset about this because my car insurance went up, like doubled. And why? Because I drive 45 miles each way to get to work. And they said, it's because you drive it so much. I was like, but you have my home insurance. Like, I bought this car specifically for the good gas mileage. And you knew that from the start, that I was going to be, I said, I'm going to be driving 100 miles a day. That's why I'm buying this car. And so before I bought the car, I quoted the insurance price on it. So a year goes by, my mortgage goes up, my car insurance goes up. So I have to tighten my belt. I got to do supplemental income. I'm a musician, so I just play more music, do more gigs, and pay it. So from 1450 to 1740, I'm making it happen. I get a call yesterday. They're like, "Hey, you need to pay," and I'm like, "All right, I get it. I fell behind. December kicked my ass with Christmas, and so I didn't make a full payment." I was like, "All right, well, let me get caught up. Let me check my account." And then I asked, like, "Okay, what's the balance?" And they told me a balance, and I was like, "Excuse me, there's what?" And so they told me that my mortgage is now $2,500 a month. 2 years ago, I moved into this house. This town is about 12,000 people. It's a small town. Now, granted, it's a nice house, but it's no fucking mansion. It's not 2-story. I don't have a garage. I don't even have a carport. My backyard is barely fenced in. 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So it went from $1,450 to now $2,500. Because apparently my house is now valued at $310,000 when I purchased it for $169,000. What the fuck? What's going on? Why? I was doing the right things. I make sure I get a job where I can make the most amount of money for what I can do. Look, I work for a good company. I do well. Like, for a high school dropout, I bought it. I bought a new car, but it's a fucking Nissan. It's not like I didn't go crazy with a Mercedes or something. So I don't know. Who's at fault here? What did I do wrong? I've been working the same career for 10 years. I make decent money. I have a roommate. I have a fucking roommate who pays me like $600 a month just to rent a room from me. I mean, I guess I can try to make the $2,500 a month payment, but then what's going to be next year? It's going to be $3,500 next year? What am I going to do?
Fully understand why people would want to live in renovated vans or buses. Like, you could rent a property, but then you're going to be paying rent and you're not going to own the home at all. So you're just literally giving your money away and you're not going to have any asset to show for all of the thousands of dollars you're going to spend on just rent, right? But then you could have a mortgage, right? But mortgage is pretty much the same thing as rent. At least you own it in the end, though. But then even when you fully own your house, like it's fully paid off, there's no mortgage left to pay, you still have to pay property tax. So you're pretty much always going to be paying for a house or some sort of form of living. Like, you're not going to get away with not paying that. You know what I mean? So when people live in their vans that are renovated to be a tiny home or a bus that's renovated to be basically a house on wheels, I fully understand that. Because you can basically take your house wherever you want to go, travel the world, or at least the country. You know what I mean? I don't know. I guess you could put your car on a boat and have it go to another country. I don't know. But I just feel like it makes sense. Like, you don't have to pay property tax on a car. You pay off the vehicle and then you just have everything in the vehicle that you need. And that's why I feel like they're going to start like cracking down on where you can actually park your car if you live in your car. Because I feel like they're going to try to criminalize that, because people are going to start to realize that, hey, the only way to not literally contribute into the system but have a place to stay is pretty much by having a renovated van or a bus where you basically live in there and you travel around and your house is on wheels. So I fully understand that. I really do, because it's like you're either going to pay rent and have nothing to show for all the thousands of dollars you spend, or you're going to pay a mortgage and technically own the house, but you're still going to have to pay property tax forever. Like, that never goes away. You can't pay that off. So it's like, I don't really like that idea. I kind of get the other idea when people have their house on wheels and drive it around. I get that.
I hate to be the one to tell you this, But if you think paying off your mortgage means that you finally own your home, you're wrong. You see, you basically just switch landlords. Instead of paying your mortgage rent to the bank, you're now paying the government. Woohoo! For property taxes. That's what your rent is now considered. Oh, and if you don't not pay that, because they'll come get the keys to your house and they'll sell it for a fraction of the cost. You think that's cool? You think that's right? You see, I paid this bad boy off 8 years ago. My rent is almost the same as it was when I had a mortgage. Imagine that. What do you think? You think if you own your home, you should still pay property taxes, or do you think that we should absolutely demolish this?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but do not let people like force you into buying a house. Do not do that unless that is what you want to do. That is not a, oh, like, I don't know if I really want to wear this hoodie type situation. It's a, I might be stuck wherever this house is at for the rest of my life and it's not worth it unless that's where you want to be. Once you sign that dotted line, my guy, it's a lot harder to get rid of it.
My mortgage is going up by over $500 a month, so let's talk about it. I live in a starter house. Like, if you saw my house, we would all agree that I live in a starter house, and my mortgage is already $4,300 a month. However, I got a letter in the mail saying that my mortgage is actually increasing, and it's now going to be $4,800 a month. It's going from $4,300 a month to $4,800 a month, and I've owned this house for like 18 months. I bought it in the summer of 2024, so do the math. It's not even been 2 years at this point, and that doesn't like factor in any of the improvements that I've made on this house. I've already poured over like $75,000 into this house. I'm constantly putting money into like updates because it's outdated. It needs updates, it needs repairs, just like all of the things that come with being a homeowner. And a couple years ago, I made a video talking about why I never wanted to own a house, and I talked about things like this. And my feelings are the same. I am very grateful and very fortunate that I was able to buy a house in the area that I did buy a house in. Like, it is a great area. It's a great school district. But like, genuinely, the fact that I'm 28 years old and have a mortgage that is essentially $5,000 a month for a starter house that I still have to like update and take care of and repair just feels absolutely criminal.
Well, yes, my teenagers choose to live in sheds in my backyard. So this is the shed of the 15-year-old with the bougiest light you've ever seen in a shed. These two sheds are the tiny houses that we used to live in before we bought this house. This is the shed of the 18-year-old, and this is the shed that the college kid stays in when they come home. So this is college kids' shed, and yes, they all have electricity and heat. And this is the 18-year-old's shed.
You know, the major thing we keep screaming about is really about how the wages refuse to, go up, and it's just stagnant when all those things keep rising around us. Every little thing that we have to pay for, because basically, honestly, when you get paid, all it is that your entire paycheck you just distribute it to different companies, and that's just what it is. So it's like this whole people that you got to pay all those things that are called bills, they keep going up. Not even a single part of your paycheck is going up. A lot of tiny apartments that I see that are old, they've not been upgraded in so long. There's really no upgrade on it, and the walls just look any type of way. The walls are very thin and they could actually really run you about maybe more than 1,000. Like they're really expensive, and it's like, how on earth do you have so much confidence to think that that apartment is worth that amount? But that's what we are dealing with. And what are we gonna do about it? Like I feel like at some points, like genuinely speaking, how they price things like houses, how they price rent, I just be thinking like they just do it and just be like, what are you gonna do about it? Because you're still gonna pay. So we can rant about it all we want, but we still gonna pay. I mean, whatever they put on it. So, but it's making people drown, like we're drowning. If rent prices could actually go down, you would really notice how much a lot of people would not be living paycheck to paycheck. Like honestly, the complaints that we're having about, oh my god, like people are living paycheck to paycheck, like oh my god, my money, I'm running out of money, I really don't have anything, or people are living on credit card. This whole thing is honestly, the major part of it could just be rent actually going down, or people just getting paid the right way, pay people a livable wage, and all these things will really not even be much. Like you wouldn't even hear many people complaining. Most people my age, buying a house is like a very unreachable goal for them, and it's at a point where it's either you're looking at your parents, like pass it down to them. Maybe they're looking up to their parents to pass down their houses to them, because how would they ever be able to buy it? Because as high as it is, honestly, most renters cannot even think about how would you even have any savings for you to be thinking about owning a home someday, being able to buy that. And that used to be like, basically the end goal that people have. Like we used to think, oh, at some point, save some money and be able to go buy your house, because it's better, like, than to just keep paying rent for the rest of your life. Like it used to be a situation where it kind of gets old for you to be a renter. Like when you get to when you get to some certain age, like you're not supposed to be a renter, you should be a homeowner, with your what however you want to live your life. But for it to become a situation where you can't even save nothing for you to even someday think about buying a house, and then the homeowners are screaming, oh my god, the mortgage is killing me. You've made it to the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching this video to the very end. I really appreciate you. Please make sure you click the like button. It helps with the algorithm, and I appreciate that so much. Subscribe to the channel if you're new here and you're watching me for the very first time. Hit the notification bell to get notified every time I post a new video, and leave your thoughts in the comment section down below, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.